Okay folks, this is Ardis again from Paranormal, and I just wanted to tell you about another investigation we're doing. I don't want to tell you the location of the house, just because we're having so much luck there and there's a lot going on and nobody really knows about it but us, and I kind of want to keep it that way. This is the house. It's 158 years old. During its time it served as a home. It served as a tavern at one point in its history. It was also a doctor's office, and there were funerals held here. Viewings of bodies were actually held here in this room over to the left. I just wanted to share with you kind of what's been going on. We've been investigating this for a couple of months, and every time we're there we record the sound of piano music playing. We don't hear it with our ears, it only shows up on audio, and it's the same segment of a particular tune. It just plays over and over. It's very amateurish. It's not professional. It's not somebody at a piano bar nearby. It's just a very amateurish tune. I could probably do better myself, and I don't even play the piano, but it's definitely a particular section of a tune. I don't have that clip for you. I do have the clips, but the quality of them is not good enough that you would be able to hear over this computer or over YouTube. But I do want to play one piece of audio for you. We were in this room to the right at one point. In that room, supposedly a little girl sleeps every now and then, and she's reported seeing a man watching her as she sleeps. So myself and another investigator went in that room. The investigator remained quiet, just taking photographs, and I posed a question. I just asked, are you the person who used to live in this house? And right about here on the audio, you will hear a response. I hope you will hear it over YouTube here. I'll play it.
Did you used to live in this house?
Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but right here you hear somebody say yes.
Did you used to live in this house? Did you used to live in this house?
Okay, I'll loop that for you. If you can't hear that over the computer, I apologize. Okay, on another visit, it was just myself, Jimmy, one of our investigators, and the owner of this house, female. I suggested we go back to that room and record since we had some luck there before. And as we were walking into the room, the owner started relating a story about her first experience in the house happened to be in that room. What's interesting about this is that while she's telling us this story, on audio we pick up the very clear sound of another woman laughing. She laughs while the owner is talking, so it's not the owner. As far as we can tell, it definitely sounds like there's somebody laughing over her talking, and I'll go ahead and play that with you, for you.
That's the reason I first came back here, isn't it? Yeah, I was listening to that thing with my eyes closed and wasn't paying attention for a couple of years. And I looked at the camera and I see this shadow.
Okay, if you heard that very pronounced laugh, that's the laugh I'm referring to. There is a little bit of a laugh here, but as we get here, she's still telling her story about what happened. You hear another woman just completely bust out laughing. We did not hear that. We only heard that when we went over our audio. I'll play that again for you.
That's the reason I first came back here, isn't it? Yeah, I was listening to that thing with my eyes closed and wasn't paying attention for a couple of years. And I looked at the camera and I see this shadow.
Okay, there's that audio. I'm still not 100% certain that this isn't an acoustical anomaly. At first I thought it may be because the recorder that I picked it up on happened to be at the other end of a very long hallway that could have, affected the sound as it traveled through that hallway. But we also picked it up on a recorder that happened to be about 2 feet away from us while we recorded this and got the same thing. So another thing I just want to share with you real quick. Something happened. We went up in the attic. We found out there used to be a bedroom up there. So we decided to go up there and record for a little bit. Jimmy and I went up there. And this is where we were. It was in the attic. There was a little cubby hole that you could crawl through a wall to get into this attic. So we crawled through there, and Jimmy sat on the floor, and I sat on the ledge of that little cubby hole. So I was just barely inside the room, and he was about 3 feet in front of me. you can see there's a lot of mothballs on the ground, so the smell up there was really bad. And at one point I challenged if anybody was there, if they wanted us to leave, they needed to do something to let us know. And immediately Jimmy started passing out on us. He started saying he needed to get out of there. You know, he was very adamant about it. He dropped his video camera, he dropped his recorder on the ground, both of them left them running. And we exited the room, and he was so frantic to get out, he injured his head in the process. Well, after he gathered himself and we went back in, we found that a hat had somehow made its way on top of his camera. This hat was not there when we were there before. So somehow we found this hat kind of sitting on top of his camera just a slight bit. Immediately he noticed the hat, and as soon as he stuck his head in the door, he said, "Where did this hat come from?" And I looked in there, and I saw the hat, and I immediately knew that that hat had not been there while I was sitting there, because my feet were literally right here, and I had been looking at the floor because we kind of crushed some of these little plastic Easter eggs. So we have no idea how that hat got there, but it seemed to have gotten there after we left the attic, and we found it when we came back. We did stick an infrared camera up there pointing at the hat the rest of the night for probably another 20 hours, and we didn't get anything on there. But this house is real interesting. We're getting a lot of anomalous sounds. We're getting the sounds of piano music. We actually heard some people talking in this attic when we went back up there later, but there was nobody up there, but we could hear a slight conversation going on for a few seconds. And as we sit outside the house, we're hearing the sounds of somebody walking on wood floors when there's nobody in the house. The sound actually sounds like it's originating outside the house where we're sitting, and we found out there used to be a room there that no longer exists, so that's interesting. Anyways, we're going to keep investigating this house. We have an open door to this house anytime we want to investigate it, and as soon as we get some more evidence, we're going to talk about bringing in somebody from the organized skeptical community to document these anomalous sounds with us. And we're going to sit down and talk about the possibility of having other people come in and scrutinize this phenomena, because we're really excited that we have something here. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We have a phenomena that repeats every time we're there. We're getting the same things on our audio. So that's at least something that we can take to the skeptics and say, look, we have some kind of phenomena here, and we're going to see if we can convince them to come in and study it and see what they find. Anyways, I'll get back to you when we have more, and you can go to our website at credibleparanormal.com and look into our investigations. Thank you.